Hi, I'm Eva, and welcome to Bite-Sized Crime, where we uncover the dark truth behind many different true crime cases. But bite-sized.
And I'm Olivia, and today's case is one that shocked the entire world. It's got everything. Strict parents, a double life, secret relationships, and more. This is the case of Jennifer Pan. Today's episode involves heavy topics like murder and the pressure of strict parenting. If this feels like too much for you, please take care, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Okay, picture this. It's a quiet, safe neighborhood in Markham, Ontario. The kind of place where you don't lock your doors during the day, because nothing ever happens here, right? But on November 8th, 2010, that all changed when a frantic 911 call shattered that illusion. A home invasion, a daughter tied up, a mother screaming, gunshots, and a father struggling for his life.
24-year-old Jennifer Pan is on the phone. She's crying. Her voice is shaky. She tells the dispatcher that 3 armed men broke into the house, tied her up, and dragged her parents downstairs. Then she heard 2 loud pops, which sounded like gunshots, followed by her mother's screams. And just like that, her whole life would change.
Her mother, Big Pan, was pronounced dead at the scene. Her father, Han Pan, was fighting for his life in a medically induced coma. He had been shot in the eye, and the bullet tore through his skull, jaw, and neck. Investigators were confused as to why this family would be a target, but who would want the Pan family dead?
Jennifer was the only witness who could be interviewed, and she told the police that she had been tied up but was able to dial 911 with her hands behind her back. The intruders, she said, ransacked the home, but what was suspicious was that they left all the valuables untouched. Investigators were immediately skeptical. Something wasn't adding up.
Okay, let's rewind for a second. Who were the Pans? Big and Han were Vietnamese immigrants who came to Canada with one goal, to give their children the life that they never had. They worked tirelessly. Han as a machinist and Big as a supervisor at an auto parts company. They believed in strict discipline, hard work, and academic excellence.
Jennifer, she was supposed to be the perfect daughter, a straight-A student, a piano prodigy, a future pharmacist. But what her parents didn't know was that her entire academic career was a web of lies. She never actually graduated high school. She never got into university. She never had a degree. Every single report card, every single diploma, all fake. Jennifer had been lying for years, crafting an elaborate illusion to keep her parents from discovering the truth.
Her parents believed that she was studying at the University of Toronto, but in reality, Jennifer was spending her days at cafes, watching videos, or secretly meeting up with her boyfriend, Daniel Wong, a guy her parents hated because of his bad influence and criminal background.
And when the lies started catching up to her, things took a deadly turn.
Lead investigator Bill Cordes and his team began looking into the crime scene. There were no signs of forced entry, no valuables were taken, expensive watches, cash, everything was left behind. And then there was Jennifer herself, the only witness, the only one left unharmed, the one with a very sketchy story.
The 6-hour canvass of the neighborhood turned up little information, but then detectives got a tip. A name, Daniel Wong, Jennifer's ex-boyfriend. He had ties to a known drug dealer and had a history of being involved in shady dealings. And when investigators looked into Jennifer's phone records, they found a series of suspicious calls and texts before and after the crime. Almost like she knew what was coming.
Jennifer's first police interview was at 2:37 a.m., just hours after the attack. She described the intruders as 2 black men in hoodies, one with a Jamaican accent. They wanted money. They accused her father of lying to them. She said they tied her to the banister and dragged her parents away, but something felt off.
Her emotion seemed forced. Her timeline didn't add up. And the biggest red flag? The way she described the attack. It sounded rehearsed, almost like a movie scene.
At this point, the cops knew Jennifer was lying, but they needed her to break, so they brought her in for a second interview. This time, they used the read technique, a psychological method designed to break down a suspect's defenses. And Jennifer, she cracked.
At first, she only said she wanted to kill her father dead because he was too controlling. But as the pressure mounted, the full truth spilled out. Jennifer had orchestrated the entire attack. She had hired hitmen through Daniel Wong to kill her parents for $10,000. The plan was simple: make it look like a robbery gone wrong, and she'd be finally free to live her life with Daniel.
The hired killers, they were real criminals, but the execution of the plan was sloppy. Instead of staging the crime properly, they left too many clues behind. And the one thing that Jennifer didn't anticipate, her father surviving.
In 2014, Jennifer, Daniel, and 3 hitmen, Lenford, David, and Eric, were all found guilty of first-degree murder and attempted murder. The prosecution presented Jennifer's text messages, call logs, and bank records as damning evidence of her involvement.
Jennifer and her accomplices were sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole for 25 years. And Han Pan, the father Jennifer tried to have killed, he survived, but his life would never be the same. The attack left him permanently injured, and he lost the love of his life. He completely cut off contact with Jennifer. The daughter he once worked so hard for was now dead to him.
This case is terrifying because it's not about strangers or criminals lurking in the dark. It's about family. It's about how lies, control, and desperation can push someone to do the unthinkable.
And what do you think? Was Jennifer a victim of extreme parental pressure, or was she a cold-blooded killer? Let us know your thoughts.
That's it for the first ever episode of Bite-Sized Crime. If you enjoyed this case, be sure to like, follow, and leave a review. Until next time, stay safe and don't trust anyone too easily.